Today's Red Dane top tip is on movement of your cattle in and around the parlour. It's an area that often people don't look at, but very important as the cattle are going into these areas 2 to 3 times a day. And a lot of harm can be done to the cows, and actually milk lost despite all other good work being done in the sheds or the paddocks. So some of the important things that we look at is the area that they come in should be shaded, nice and cool. If in a very hot area, sprays and fans can be added. Availability of clean drinking water should be there for the cows as they're coming in and out, and the surface should be non-slip. Obviously concrete is your only option, with rubber in the high wearing areas can also be an advantage. On this farm we've made a circular force pen where the cows come into the parlour with our 24 side herringbone. We need to get 24 cows in every 15 minutes, otherwise we're not using our parlour efficiently. So the system we've made here has 2 gates which are mounted on the middle. So as the groups come in, the gate follows them around this, and the next group can follow directly behind them, so there's no gap in the change in groups. As what you can see here is we've done rubber matting so that just on the final area, so the cows are keen to move in to get off the concrete. No cows like standing on concrete, onto the nice non-slip rubber mats, and are then easily channeled into the 2 sides of the gate. And then you can see that gate would then come around as the last cow goes through, and so the next group's coming in. Said, it's very important that temperatures are controlled in here. When cows are grouped together, they generate a lot of heat and there's a lot of stress created. What we do is we have little sprays to cool the cows down, and then a fan which actually causes evaporative cooling. We designed the parlour with a very high roof so that you've got nice airflow so it doesn't get hot and sticky in the parlour itself. Also make sure that the high traffic areas here are all rubber mounted and including in the parlour, so that the cows are standing comfortably while they're being milked. In the parlour, it's very important that it's nice and cool and the cows are standing securely. We've gone for the non-slip rubber mats, and with a very high roof in the parlour, so it's very cool in here. You've got a nice airflow and the cows are comfortable and actually keen to come into the parlour. The nice easy flow up to the end, and the way the swing over parlour is built is as this group is being milked, the other one's being prepared. When that one's being milked, this one goes out and the next group come in. So there's plenty of time, there's no rushing of the cows. Okay, in our parlour, one of the regrets is the exit. We didn't give that enough thought, so we've got, although it's only 1 line at a time of 24 cows, they're having to come through here and do a 90-degree turn to get to the exit. This area tends to slow down the cattle, and the floor before we put the matting in was really worn through with all the cows having to do 90-degree turns here. It's also very hard on the hooves for them to do 90-degree turns, so if there's anywhere in your setup that has that sort of situation, it's worth putting down rubber matting. This is the exit to our parlour, and this was actually put in by the suppliers of the parlour, this bent sort of walk through, and it does actually seem to help in getting the cows moving along. They seem to want to get around the corner. Again, we've got rubber. Here's our scale, again with a non-slip surface, so the cows are weighed on their way out. And here we have our sort gates, which are controlled by the computer, and that allows us 3 options. Our default is left, where the cows go out through that way, and all cows for grouping can go in that way if we want to take them out of the group, or for treatment they come this way. The system works reasonably well. We found cow flow is a little bit slow here, and we're thinking of cladding the sides to possibly improve it. It's still something that we haven't quite got right. And here's the final exit to the parlour. We have the cows walking through footpaths most days, and then a nice big open area where they can get out and don't slow up the cows behind them. From here our cows there's a nice gentle flow around the circular force pen back to their groups. Here's a very good example of the type of exit you don't want out of your parlour. This was our old exit. We've got fairly big steps coming down, which isn't the end of the world, but what is the end of the world is this type of concrete. Here we've got concrete that's worn holes, and also where the aggregate, the stone, is coming through the concrete from years of wear. And those little stones are perfect for bruising and hurting the cows. And this kind of hole can also actually sprain and damage hocks. So it's very important that before it gets to the stage that you get some rubber matting down or a very high standard of concrete with good grip in it.